Hello, does this work? All right, cool. Uh, so I wanted to talk about an issue where we have visualization data being sent out of Beyond to Depence, but we have no output, right? So in our settings, network settings in Depence, you can see I have my lasers set to this loopback adapter with the .10 address here, right? And Beyond, configuration, network, visualization, right? Set to automatic. So you would think that if we set it to the .10 and click apply, then ta-da, like we would get laser. But no, so we're going to use Wireshark to see what's going on. So we can create a port filter essentially, but we need to know what port it's using to communicate. So if you go to settings, configuration, miscellaneous, scroll to the bottom, and there's this tab that says visualization, right? And it says communication port default 5568. You could change this if you want, but you can, leave it as the default. We just need to know that number. So now that we know that number, we can pull up our network adapters here. I have two active. I have disabled these other ones. So we want to look at this Depence loopback and then the other active adapter, right? So we'll highlight both of these. We'll put a, port filter 5568 on it and then hit start. And then now we can see traffic coming, right? But it's coming from the LAN port, even though we have specified in the configuration network, right, that we want this loopback. So let's change it to local. Nothing changes here, right? Even if we put it into this, the one it's using now, nothing. So uh, this doesn't seem to affect what Beyond does at all. It's like using Windows priority instead. But we can see this is packets coming to 5568, right, from this LAN here. So we want to force Beyond to use this loopback that is specified here, right? So there's a couple ways to do this, but the best one I've found that I can do while I'm making this video and so this data keeps streaming is we're going to go into the settings. We're going to right click on this, go to properties, and then you see this TCP version 4 here. If we just disable this adapter that this is streaming from, it's going to default, boom, to the other adapter, the loopback, and now you can see we're coming out of this .10 range. You can, if like say you have multiple adapters, you can specify the priority of which adapter is the fallback, or if you will, the main one. And the same thing, we right-click properties, come back to TCP version 4, and then properties, and then advanced, and this automatic metrics section here, right? This is the default. It's just set like that. But you can come in here and be like, I want this one to be my first priority in the chain. Uh, so when you disable another one, it'll fall back to that guy. But we can go here, right? We'll come back in. We'll go to version 4. We'll re-enable this. But where you can see we're still sending on .10, right? But if we come over here, say you wanted to go the other way, right? Like your adapter is this one that you want to use. We'll just come into the one that it's currently sending on. We'll disable our TCP IPv4 and hit OK, right? You see, boom. All right, now we've switched to this adapter, but we've lost output because, we're not sending to the right adapter. Uh, we can come back here. This is where it gets kind of annoying, right? We'll bring this back online and then we'll force it back the other direction. Right, so now we're .10 out of Beyond, but Depence has had a stroke and it doesn't want to work. So when this has happened, like you can see in Wireshark, yes, I'm going to the right adapter I need. So we just do a quick restart of Depence. And 1 second. Yeah, and look, there we go. Back in business with output. And Wireshark's really good to see this here. So if we click View, Enable Virtualization via External Software, now that it's off, right, we got no packet streaming. So if we stop Wireshark, do this again, right, pick our two adapters, do a port 5568, hit enter, continue without saving. Now this is showing us all the traffic that's being streamed to that port, which is nothing. But as soon as we go and then click Enable Virtualization via External Software, hit yes. Look, we got our streaming packets are back. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's do a test here, right? So we're gonna switch this to the other NIC that has disappeared because I have it disabled. Hold on. All right, we'll bring that back online so we actually have an IP address. Now we'll go to Settings, Network, Laser. We're going to put this on the network switch. Hit OK, which means we need to restart Depence. Oh. Sorry, my computer's not faster. Alright, cool. Now we are back. And let's take a look. Settings, network. Alright, so now it's listening on 1.50, which we are not broadcasting to. And if we go into Beyond and try to set it here, this thing does nothing, right? .50, apply, still .10. So we're just going to go over here to our .10. You could either just disable this completely if you want, but that is going to break Wireshark for me and I can't show you what's going on. So I'm doing this instead because it allows me to see this traffic change. Hit OK and then boom, adapter switched and we have output. Cool, cool. Let me know if you have any questions.